Hey friends, Lucian here with the Bullish Bears team. Want to make this video on level 2 quotes and show you what level 2 stocks look like in real time. I'm going to show you using a couple different platforms. I'm going to show you with Thinkorswim. I'm also going to show you with interactive brokers. There's several different brokers. Depending on your broker that you go with, the level 2 looks a little bit different, but it's very similar with each platform. So I'll show you Thinkorswim. I'll also again show you interactive brokers, which is up here as well. I'm going to go through like a basic tutorial of it to really become comfortable with level 2. It just takes lots of time and practice. Like with anything, like with trading, it's just you need to just practice, practice, practice. Look at lots of charts real time to get familiar with it. Before I get started, I'm just going to take a minute or so just to kind of fill you in. If you're new, you're not familiar with us, we do have a great community on Facebook called the Bullish Bears. We have over 14,000 members. We're growing by a lot. Just, I don't even know, 100 plus per day right now. So if you're not a member of our community, make sure you head over to Facebook and come and join us. We also do have a great fan page as well. Make sure you like our fan page and follow us. So again, we have a group called the Bullish Bears and a Facebook fan page. So come and check us out. We post lots of content, lots of videos. We post our watch list on here each day. So make sure you again come join our group, like our fan page, and follow us. Also, if you have not been over to our website, go over to bullishbears.com. This is where you could also join our Facebook group right here and subscribe to our daily watch list. We send watch lists out by email usually every night, and we also post our pre-market watch list on our fan page. That's why it's important to like and follow our fan page. And if you need some more training and stuff like that, we have our courses over here. We have lots of free trading courses. We have a basic course, day trading course, options course, and a Thinkorswim course on setting up your platform. We do have a trade room as well where you can shadow other traders from around the world. There's a few hundred members in there. It's for free. So just come and join us, and we'd love to have you, and you can learn from us over there. And kind of last but not least, we are a contribution-based community, which means as of right now, we're not charging our members for everything that we offer. It's ideally something we would like to keep everything contribution-based rather than charging for membership fees. If you'd like to contribute to our community, every little bit counts. And it just, the more people that contribute to our community, the less likely down the road that we will end up charging membership fees. Again, we have all of our courses for free, a trade room, a whole group, and our YouTube channel as well. We have lots of content over here. Take advantage of everything we have to offer. We have lots of subscribers. So again, just every little bit of donations counts to kind of helping our community grow. So if you like what we offer, feel free to contribute and help us continue to grow as a community. So that being said, let's go over to Thinkorswim. We'll start, and I'm just going to show you just a few just stocks with just what the level 2 looks like in real time. I'm going to try and simplify it as best as I can, but like I said, the best way to really get familiar with it is just literally get a brokerage account and just set up your charts and just look at level 2 and watch it. It can be very overwhelming at first. I'm actually making this video now where it's kind of slow. It's about 1:30 in the afternoon, so it won't be as volatile as it will be first thing in the morning. So just, you want to look at level 2 and charts in general at all different times, morning, middle, afternoon, and at the end of day, and just so you become familiar with it and what it looks like and how stocks move. So just to show you, to start off over here, you'll see on Thinkorswim right here, I like how they show this is level 1 right here. So this shows you bid and the open, so which is actually the ask. So bid is buyers and open, otherwise known as ask, are the sellers. So as of right now, when you see times and a number, you'll see that's the number of buyers, or number of, basically buyers to sellers. And this is the number of shares. Every number that you see after the times, so right over here, you want to add 2 zeros. So you have, 1,000 shares wanting to be bought and versus 300 sellers. And so you'll see everything's kind of stacked up. This is the level 1. So you add two zeros onto whatever you see here. So it's always a battle between the buyers and the sellers. And you'll see that it just continues to go up and down, up and down. So you'll see 1,200 shares being bought at once, 1,200 shares want to be bought at 359 versus 400 being sold at 360. And then you'll see all the different levels of all the different buyers and sellers being stacked up at all the different prices. So, as things start to get volatile, you want to pay attention down here. So you'll see there's 2,000 shares that want to be bought right here. And, now it's 19. You'll see over here. So you want to always be aware of big buyers and sellers, like 1,000, 2,000, 100, so you'll see this is 5, which would be 500 sellers, 3, which would be 300 sellers, 1, which is 100 seller. You want to be aware of big buyers and sellers, such as if you see like 100 here or 1,000 here. So be aware of like triple, quadruple digits. If you see one that shows 1,000 somewhere, that would be 100 plus 2, so that'd be 10,000. If you see one that shows 10,000, that'd be 100 share or 100,000 buyer and seller. So just every number that you see down here, you add 2 zeros onto it. So this is level 2. Up here is level 1. So this is what's happening really right now. You'll see the battle of the buyers versus the sellers. And down here, this is a way for you to be able to keep an eye on the number of potential buyers and sellers coming up at different price points. So if you're in a position, let's say you were in a position right now, let's say at 360, but you saw down here at 376, there was 100 seller, which would be, let's say, 10,000 share seller. You might want to be aware of that and might want to sell before it gets to 376 because there's a potential seller there that might drive the price down. Now, with level 2, something to be aware of. It's very important to be aware of level 2, but you don't want to put an enormous amount of weight on level 2 as well, because there's also lots of high frequency traders now that manipulate, lots of computers that will manipulate the stock. So you might see a huge buyer or a huge seller somewhere, and then they might disappear. So they might be trying to fake you out. So you basically want to keep an eye on it. You want to look at it over here. You want to pay attention to obviously support and resistance and candlesticks, as well as this right here is time and sales. This is the actual orders that are coming through from here. So you basically want to use level 2 in conjunction with time and sales, because you'll see these are size right here is the actual orders that are coming through. When you see 100 share blocks, that's not a big deal. But when you see like 3,000, 4,000, 10,000, 8,600, bigger ones, those are the things you want to be aware of on both sides. The green are the buyers, the red are the sellers. So basically, this is kind of showing you what's potentially upcoming, where there's potentially buyers. Again, sometimes they're manipulated, but be aware of big numbers. And then these are basically the sellers. Be aware of big numbers. This right here is what's actually happening. And then when the orders actually go through, it shows up on time and sales. So you want to be aware when a stock is moving. I'll see if I can try and find one that might be moving. You'll see lots of just tickers moving. So I'm kind of showing you some slow ones right now just to kind of give you an idea of it. But when the market opens or a stock's running, you'll see these things flying like crazy up and down. Right now, it's just kind of going really slowly. So that's what it looks like. Again, level 1, which is the buyers on the bid. Sellers would be on the ask, or what, I don't know why it shows open over here with Thinkorswim. And then right here, this left column right here are buyers, the right column are sellers, and add 2 zeros onto each of these columns, whatever you see. So that's 600, 600, 300, 100, 200, and be aware of big numbers that are coming through. Because again, that's going to, when a stock hits key areas of support and resistance, you'll see lots more volatility here. But then you also want to see, what's really important is you want to see those orders come through, you want to see the orders come through over here on time and sales. So you'll see the price just keeps moving up and down, up and down. Let's go over to Interactive Brokers. Theirs is a little bit different. Their level 1 is basically right up here, right at the top. The buyers don't. I don't really like theirs as much. I really like Thinkorswim's for the level 1. I personally, so I use Interactive Brokers and Thinkorswim. Um, I try to make a lot of. I try to use Interactive Brokers because it's very convenient for our community. They have great, commission fees. They, on the flip side, their charting platform is not really good. So I use Thinkorswim's platform while trading with Interactive Brokers. So I use hotkeys whenever I'm trading over here. So I'm kind of really not looking at Thinkorswim or Interactive Brokers level 2. I kind of switch off and on. There is another platform called DOS. Now DOS works with Interactive Brokers, Speed Trader, Centerpoint. They have a really good platform, much better than Interactive Brokers. It looks similar to this, but their level 2 is much better looking. It's basically similar to this, but more colors to it, and it's a much better level 2. So I'm kind of showing you a couple different ones, but at the end of the day, they're all kind of doing the same thing. They're showing you the same thing, bid and ask. So ask would be open on Thinkorswim. So buyers, sellers. So over here you see 27, that'd be 2,700. And you can see here, these are all the buyers. You add them up down here to 357. Those are the buyers versus the sellers right here. And you see them stacked up over here, and you'll see that the more a stock moves, the more that these numbers will go up and down, up and down. And then you obviously want to look at time and sales and how they coming through. I don't have it over here set up with Interactive Brokers. Again, when I trade, I am literally just staring over here at Thinkorswim. I have a whole screen up with Thinkorswim, and then I'm just getting in and out of my trade just using, you'll see I have hotkeys set up down here. So I'm literally just hotkeying it over here. So that's, again, how I have mine set up. But just let me look at a few. Let's pull up a few more here. Let me see if I can find one that's potentially running right now. Let me see if there's, let's look right here, OMED. That's not a big one. So I'll just scroll through a few of these so you can see not much movement going on. Not many orders are coming through right now. It's just very slow. When a stock is really moving, you'll see orders going through like crazy. Let's see here. All right, here's some selling coming through. So right here, 81. 81 times 2, or 91 now, that's 9,100 buyers or sellers coming through. You see there's sellers coming through, and you'll see the red coming through here. Pay attention to these ones like 1,600, 1,500. Not that that's a ton, but you want to be aware of big numbers. So now, at this 255 marker, which might be, right around kind of this support, it's kind of right at a support area right now. It's a tug of war between the buyers and the sellers, really tight bid-ask spread. But you want to see what happens to the stock when these 92 go through, and you want to see them come through here. Don't worry about the 100s per se on either side. You just want to see the orders being fulfilled. But you'll see all of this up and down, up and down. See now it's going up right now, more sellers. That's 11,900. So you're getting more selling coming through. Now, it doesn't mean the stock's just going to completely tank. You also have to look at total volume for the day, what's coming through. You got to, again, look at the big picture. So when you're trading stocks, you want to look at support and resistance, the moving averages. You want to look at the level 2, the battle of the buyers and sellers. You want to see the orders coming through over here, and then really put the big picture together. So it's kind of like, you have to kind of envision it and have the patience to kind of put it all together and have an eye on everything kind of as a whole. But no matter how much that you do with trading, again, level 2 is more for like day traders, people that are doing more intraday trading. You're probably not going to look at level 2 that much if you're doing swing trading or long-term trading. But for day trading, that's where you really want to be. You want to have this up on your screen and looking at it. But again, it's a bigger picture, and there's no way to completely predict the price movement of a stock. There's no 100% accuracy. Again, there's manipulation in here and high frequency computers that will manipulate this. So that's why you want to look at everything as a whole and really look at areas of support and resistance, mark them out, and then see what happens at key areas of support and resistance. And what happens, you'll see right here, you know, with this stock right here, it's right near a $0.50 amount, right near support of the day. You might start to see some volatility one way or the other. You know, you'll see it kind of move up a little bit back and forth. And then at some point, this is either going to fall or it's going to go up. But you'll see the ticker coming through with all the time and sales coming through. You'll start to see some buyers coming in. Really not a big deal. They're just 100 shares, but you see a 5,000 share order right there, a 3,000 share order here. The buyers and sellers are very kind of even right now. So we're at a tug of war, and you can see that tug of war is creating these little doji candles of indecision. So at some point, this thing's going to just either collapse and go down, or the buyers are going to come in and push this thing back up. So doji candles, all these small little ones, are just back and forth with indecision. And that's what you see happening here right now. Let me see if I can go back to that one in a moment. Again, you'll see the ones that are really high float stocks, they kind of move a little bit slower. Let me see if I can find one that's moving that is a low float stock. Let's see, look at tops. So perfect example. Now this could be manipulated. Who the heck knows what this is right here? Nothing's going on right here, but you'll see this really big buyer at 30,000 shares. Who knows if it's going to go down to 50 cents here or why that's there, but those are the things you want to look at, these big numbers, 100, 200, 300, 1,000 or more, and be aware of those. People could have those orders up just to kind of scare you. So it's not completely accurate right here. Nothing's really moving here right now. Let's go to some of these ones that might be moving up. So right here, you can see here an 8,800 buyer over here at 14.15. You know, there's a 3,000 seller, nothing big over there. I just want to show you a few of these here just to kind of just see what pops out, because everything, the stocks move, and you just want to be aware of what's actually happening in those key areas of support and resistance. You'll see right now, it's almost 2 o'clock, kind of not much movement going through, but you can see, you know, a little bit of, you know, a couple thousand here or there. You'll see a 7,100 share buyer there. Let me see if any of these are moving right now down here. Here we go. Look at this, GLUU. Look at this, that's 17,500. So you're going to start to see this one right here. Now, there's a reason for this. It's at yearly highs right here, potential breakout or a breakdown. So this stock is either going to go and break above that 303, or you're going to see a wall of sellers come in and knock it down. You can see 18,000 versus 14,000. You'll start to see, you know, lots of stuff going through here, because at key areas of support and resistance, the buyers and sellers are coming in, and you're going to see these numbers go up and down. So let's just give it a moment here just to kind of just see what happens. See right here, there's more buyers coming right here, 23,000 right here. Look at all this. So you have 23,000 shares being bought at $3. But look at that, right at 301. It's really right. It's a tug of war right now as to what's going to happen. But if you see lots, look at that, 15,000 share buyer at 301. So that might be one that might give you some encouragement to potentially get in on this. But, you know, you never know, because if you see a wall of sellers coming in or big orders coming through over here at this 302 or 303 mark, that is going to be, you know, something to be very aware of. So let's just give it a moment here. You'll see here the 9 is crossing over the 20. It's getting near that high of day, right at that 303 mark. And you can see once it starts getting to these levels, there's indecision. And you'll see it kind of moving back up. There again, a very nice tight bid-ask, a nice tight bid-ask spread. And this is where you want to pay attention to the volatility of what's happening. So you'll see that buyer came in here, but again, see right here, there's almost 7 million, 6.8 million buyers here today. So 15,000 shares in the course of 7 million shares being traded is not that big of a deal. But obviously, if you were going to get in on this stock, you'd want to wait for it to break the high a day of 303 before you potentially get in and leave as your stop loss. Probably a really tight one right below the 303 because it's at a yearly high. So a lot of times these stocks will come in, there'll be a fake out, it'll go up to 304 or 305, and then it'll just sell off to just kind of fake people out. So this is one to definitely keep an eye on. You'll see here still more buying coming through. It's still really tight, but there could be a fake out seller or somebody coming in to fake you out on this. You just never know. That's why you can't completely put your total weight on this. You have to look at this, look at both sides, get a gauge at the number of buyers and sellers, and then watch this come through and see what's actually happening. So I'm going to pause this video for a moment and just come back when something actually happens going on here. So let me pause it and we'll see what happens. All right, still nothing happening here, but I figured I'd show you this here. You can see here, no volume happening. Doji's going on. Really no volume here on the 5 minute. That's just showing a complete, really indecision going on. So at some point, this thing's just it's either gonna go and break or it's just gonna wanna collapse. You'll start to see nothing's happening right here, right now. At a very key level of resistance, you'll see 3 1-minute candles. Look, there we go. It just popped up a little bit. It's going up here. Something's gonna start to happen here at any moment. You can see a little bit more selling going on. But look at this 1-minute candle going up to this 303. The 9 is over 20. That is bullish. So this thing's going to either go up and get smacked and come back down, or it's going to break. There's a 5,000 buyer right there. You're starting to see it's a little bit more even here now with the buyers and sellers. Again, that 303 is a huge area. So yearly highs right now. And you want to see if it's going to break over this. It's still kind of even. Now you might start to see some more action coming over here. And you'll see this is so key. It's that 303 level right there. Let me just undo this here. I must have been watching this one earlier this morning. So this 303 marker is very key to see what happens right there. And let's see if there's any. So nothing's alarming right now. No huge sellers right here over the 303 as of right now. Okay, now here's a wall of sellers. See all that red? Sellers came through. You see there was a 5,800, a 4,500 one. Doesn't mean it's still going down. So you see that whole wall of red, but the price is still right up there. Now you can see it's dojiing right now, but that doesn't mean it's definitely going down. 5,000 is not a big deal in the grand scheme of things. Now you see more buyers than sellers, but it's still at that 301 marker. So the buyers are coming in right at that high a day, but you can still see this indecision right here, indecision on these candles. So again, this thing is either going to just completely break this 303 or it's going to fall. Buyers are coming in, the wall of buyers right now. But again, nothing big, 100, 200, nothing really big going on. 2,500, that's not a big deal. Still 26,000 shares, 27,000 shares. So the buyers are coming in. Still doji and candle right towards the high a day. Sorry I'm making this video too long. Oh, here it goes. Getting right up there. I wanted to show you guys this real time because this is how exciting things get. So this thing's either going to go and it's going to break or it's going to fall. It just broke. Buyers came through. Still more buyers than sellers. This is bullish. The 9's over the 20. It broke yearly highs, broke the daily highs. So now ideally what you want to see if this thing's going to go up is you want to see lots of volume coming in to push this thing up. But now there's some selling. Still more buyers right over here. 28,000 buyers. Sellers, not that much. Not much volume's coming in yet. Now, let me see. What kind of float is this one right here? Now, here's the thing. See that 134? Shares is the equivalent of kind of like float within Thinkorswim. It's a little bit higher. So that's over 100 million. So a stock like this is going to tend to move slower than at one that has, let's say, under 20 million. So when it breaks, it's not going to necessarily move as much. So that's stuff to be aware of here. So you would think on a break like this thing would just totally run. It just might move slower at a slower pace than, you know, a stock that's more low float. So you want to trade stocks that you're more comfortable with, you know, whether you like high float or low float. These high float stocks move a little bit slower, but you can see there's action going on. Look at that wall of sellers. So this is what it looks like real time. So now there's more sellers than buyers as of right now, which is pushing the stock down. You'll see this red wall of sellers. Doesn't mean it's totally going down. You can still, that's why you got to look at the different time frames. This is the 1 minute, this is the 5 minute. See what's actually happening. This wall of sellers is coming in right on this 1 minute candlestick. But again, not a ton, somewhat evenly matched. And it's all struggling right at that yearly highs. That's why you see these little wicks right here and a potential doji candle forming. So this thing's either going to continue higher or it's going to start to move back down. Again, also at a major psychological support and resistance area of a whole dollar amount of $3. So there'll be lots of tug of war going on with this stock because it's at a yearly high and a whole dollar amount. So something's going to happen. It's either going to want to drop even more or it's going to go up. But this is live market action. This is what happens with stocks that you trade real time with level 2 time in sales, and when these stocks go to key areas of support and resistance. So the stocks will you'll see some of the ones I was showing you before, nothing was really happening. They were just kind of flat. But then you come across this one and it's only 2 in the afternoon. It's still middle of the day. Things are starting to happen. It's not jumping up or going crazy right now, but it's going to move one way or the other. If it was, again, a low float stock, it would move a lot more volatile. But as of right now, you see more action coming through, more orders are coming through, and that's kind of how it works. So let me pause it for another minute or so, see if anything more happens, and then I'll come back to you. All right, I'm back. It's still going back up. You can see now it's approaching resistance or high day again. You see a bunch of buyers coming in. It's a tug of war between the buyers and the sellers. We'll see what just happens in this candlestick or something here, and then we'll wrap up this video here. But I wanted to show you the action of this. I'll show you again how some of these, when you go to another one, you'll see how some wall of buyers, some bigger ones here coming through, which is good. Is it going to break that 304, or will there be a wall of sellers coming through? They're very evenly matched. Again, not a ton of volume, kind of some doji candles. There's some volume here, but nothing compared to like you'd see over here. So you want to see a good volume push coming in to push this thing up if it's going to go back up, or or if it doesn't, you might start to see some sellers coming through to kind of push it down. Let's give it another minute candle or so and just see what happens. But this is how the movement of stocks go. It just goes up and down like this. Again, another doji candle. Doji, not hardly any volume here, so it's a struggle. It's a back and forth between the buyers and the sellers. You know, there are still some more buyers right here. You want to see this thing break. The buyers are in control as of right now. Still these doji candles of indecision. What's going to happen? Is this thing going to break and go above? You want to see this thing push through. We'll see what happens. Gets rejected a little bit. But it's still staying above there. It's still above the moving average lines. I just want to show you, just see if you just get this one last push if it goes through. And come on now. Some buyers still there. What's going to happen? I'll pause it for another second and come back. Here we go. There's a break. Now big seller, 41,000 at 305. And what's going to happen? Is it going to still go up? So it broke the high. So big selling going at 305 right here now. And as you can see, when you see that like here and those orders start to come through, it pushes it down. So that's really how stock movement goes. I don't want to just keep going through this, but you just want to just look at stocks like this all day long, ones that go up and down, and see what happens at key areas of support and resistance. And that's basically what happens. So you look at the candlesticks, you look at the moving averages, you look at level 1, see if there's more buyers or sellers. Look at level 2 and see if there's any huge buyers and sellers somewhere, and pay attention. There might be some manipulation, but just see what happens if those orders actually come through over here on time and sales, and just practice. And that's really how the price movement of stocks and the stock market goes. Again, so if you are not a member of our community yet on Facebook, come and join us here. Again, we are the Bullish Bears. You'll see here our community right over here. So come and join us. The link will be below. Make sure you subscribe to our fan page as well. It looks very similar to this. So just click the links below or head over to bullishbears.com. You can join our community here. Subscribe to our watch list again. Come and join our trade room. Take our free trading courses if you want to learn more. Feel free to contribute to our community if you like what we have to offer you. And then make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and take advantage of all the videos that we have to offer. Make sure you like, tweet, subscribe, share to our videos, and feel free to comment if you have any questions. We try to do our best to answer our community's questions on the videos and stuff as well. So hopefully this video helped you. Sorry it went a little bit too long, but I just would rather just show you everything live, real time, so you could see what it looks like. So just watch this video over and over again and just practice. So hopefully this helped you, and we'll see you in our community. Enjoy.